Hey guys, it's Jade from Booooom. Today I want to show you two books that I really highly recommend. One I just finished reading last night and the other one I'm just about to finish reading. The one I'm about to finish reading is He Said, She Said by Erin Kelly. It is absolutely phenomenal. It's a very hectic book though. It's very grisly. It's about a rape that happens in Cornwall in 1999. There was a festival on, it was actually a real thing, festival for the eclipse that happened. It's actually a really special book to me because I was actually at the festival at that time, which is, you know, I think that's really awesome that I'm reading a book about somewhere that I was actually at before the millennium. That said, it's a book that really does require, for me personally, a very strong bit of black coffee because it is infuriating but absolutely excellent at the same time. The main character in this book witnesses a rape at the festival, and a year later she testifies against the rapist in court in the hopes of putting him behind bars so that he doesn't hurt anyone else. The barrister representing the rapist is just absolutely brutal, and it is really infuriating how the woman that got raped, you know, she's absolutely traumatized, yet the court is being led to believe the rapist is innocent, and it's just really, it makes me really angry. It's a kind of book that I have to put down sometimes because it is so heavy, it is so emotionally draining. The whole book, this bit so far, is all based around the rape trial that's happened over a period of time, but it's, even though it's so slow paced, there's alternating chapters between. There's something that happens, the person that gets raped, she obviously likes this woman that's sticking up for her in court, and they become friends, but then you know, you start to read on and you're like, there's something wrong with this girl that got raped, something's not right. Many years later, the woman that testifies in court against the rapist as a witness, her and her boyfriend have to basically change their names and go into hiding because the woman that got raped becomes this absolute psychopath. The whole book you don't really understand why, so you have to keep reading to find out what happened, why things went so pear-shaped, and it's just so intriguing and I cannot put it down. The writing is just absolutely fantastic. I can only hope to write the way that Erin Kelly does one day. As you know, I want to be a writer so badly. She writes the way that I only wish I could. I'll give you an example. In one of the chapters it says, "We lay in for hours, the slats of shade a crawling sundial on our skin." Just that kind of stuff is just spread throughout this book. It's just so intricate and intimate, these beautiful descriptions that it's just so unique, and I just really like that. You know, it's not the normal type of descriptions you get in a book. It's really thought out and personal and beautiful, and I'm just absolutely in love with this author's writing. I want to read everything she's ever written. I really wasn't expecting this book to have such a huge impact on me. But yep, I have yet to finish it. I've got a little bit to go yet, so hopefully it does not disappoint in the end. The next book I'm going to speak about I actually don't have a physical copy of. I listened to it on Audible and I gave it a 4-star review. I Let You Go by Clare Mackintosh. I've read a lot of debuts in my short time, and to be honest, this must be one of the best. It's just such an authentic thriller. I think it's the book that made me realise that domestic thrillers are one of my favourite kind of book. This book had my adrenaline pumping, my nerves spiked, and the hair on my arms prickling. It doesn't start as a typical thriller either. It starts as this whodunit, but in such a unique way because it's a hit and run accident where someone runs over this poor little 5-year-old boy, but they don't stop. So it's really heartbreaking and devastating. It completely tugged at my heartstrings. At one end of the spectrum, you're reading about this mother that's just witnessed her son getting smashed by a car, and then it kind of like alternates between these chapters of the police that are trying to investigate the case and this character who I thought was someone completely different. I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but I thought she was someone completely different, and this woman is trying to just start over in life, and then halfway through the book I was like, oh my god, you're not who I thought you were. So very interesting. The twists that kept coming were just mind-blowing. So it starts as this whodunit, and then it kind of morphs into the domestic thriller that I just grew to absolutely love. I bit my nails down to the quick as I was going. The only reason I didn't end up giving this a 5-star review and it had a star knocked off was for two very tiny reasons that I can definitely overlook. The one was that the alternating chapters, the ones that featured the policemen and their personal life, I didn't really understand the point of it. I kind of felt like it was a bit of filler. You know, I wasn't invested in those characters and their little personal life story. It's basically this policeman that is attracted to his co-worker, his colleague, and I was just like, Okay, well, let's get on with the rest of the story. I don't really care about you guys, I care about the other people. The other thing was that I just found the main character, Jenna, to be really weak and helpless. I prefer stronger female characters. I think it's because I went through a lot of what this main character went through in the past. I've been in domestic violence relationships. I've been traumatized like that, and I've finally gotten to the stage where I was able to stand up for myself and walk away. So reading this book about this poor woman who was getting abused physically and verbally, I was just desperate for her to, you know, pluck up the courage and stand up for herself, and it just wasn't happening. And it's hard for someone that's been in that situation before to look back and remember how weak you were. So for that, you know, I get that that was the whole point of the book, but I just would have preferred her to be a bit of a stronger character. She was just really scared, but that kind of made it more real. So it was kind of a flaw, but not, if you know what I mean. I know I didn't have that book to show you a copy of, but this morning I woke up and the postman had left a copy of Let Me Lie by Clare Mackintosh on my doorstep, and I am just so thrilled. This is her brand new book that got released this year. She actually contacted me on Instagram because I'd photographed a copy of He Said, She Said. I was actually speaking about her book because I was reading them both at the same time, and she contacted me and she was like, oh, thanks for speaking about my book, but actually your pictures of He Said, She Said. So I contacted her back and I was like, oh no, I'm really sorry, it's just that I don't have a physical copy of your book, I'm listening to it on Audible. And then I said to her something like, oh yeah, I am going to get a copy of your book as soon as I can. You know, today's my first shift, so I don't have all the money in the world right now, but then she contacted me and she was like, well, why don't I just send you a copy of my brand new book, Let Me Lie. So I'm super stoked for this one. This one is about a daughter, this daughter called Anna, I think, and both of her parents commit suicide. And then when she has a son of her own, she really misses her mother and she starts to ask questions about her parents' death. And she's worried that digging up the past is going to be a big mistake, something like that. I don't know that much about it, but I know that this author is brilliant and I'm very, very excited to get into her work. Anyway, so they're two books I would really highly recommend to you if you enjoy thrillers, both domestic and psychological. I think that they are absolute page turners, just so full of suspense, so fun, so intriguing. And on that note, I have to go because I have some adulting to do after I finish my tea. I've been so frustrated lately because I literally haven't had time to do anything that I normally would do. I haven't had time to film videos, edit videos, write, read, you know, I'm trying, and I do get a little bit of time, and I've been focusing a lot on my Instagram, but I'm nowhere near where I used to be. Like, I feel like my life isn't my own right now. I feel like I'm constantly just slipping and slotting into whatever everyone else is doing, and I'm really frustrated. And so now is like the one time I actually get a chance to film, and I don't even really feel like it because I'm just so irritated. I don't know, I guess, you know, the thing is, like, with doing what we do as booktubers, we need to be in the mood to film because no one really wants to watch us when we're in a mood. So I'm just feeling really frustrated, and I never thought I'd say this because I am a traveller, but I'm desperately craving some normality in my life. I really just want to be able to schedule things in and take time to do what I want to do, and it's just not happening for me right now. So yeah, but I'm hoping I'll get there eventually. That said, today is actually my first day of work in Brisbane, so I'm a little bit nervous as well, but hopefully that's going to bring a little bit more routine into my life. And like I said, I really didn't think I would ever be the kind of person that would want routine, but there you go. Before work today, I am going to be going into Target, choosing a whole bunch of furniture and decor for my home that I move into in a week's time, and then I'm going to be going to a book festival where basically over 1 million books that have been donated to charity in Australia over the past year, they're all put into this one big warehouse. You get really great deals. Cam from Wolf Shop Publishing, he said that last year he went and he got like almost the entire box set of Game of Thrones for under $6. So I'm really hoping I can get a few bargains there today. See you later, guys. Bye!